everyone, this is Wolfie Chew, and I get a lot of comments about my voice, so I thought that maybe today I could make a video about that. Before we start, I want to talk to you guys about this app called Quid. It's this really cool app that lets you download and trade stickers, GIFs, and 3D figures that you can save onto your phone keyboard to use in text messages with your friends. You can collect a lot of super cool stickers that you can use to send cute or funny text, or even maybe as little reaction pictures, which is something I know I love doing. If you want to hear more about this, there'll be more about Quid at the end of the video. You might think that having a voice like this probably meant that I got bullied a lot growing up, but nope, nobody really cared back then. I get a lot more comments about my voice now that I'm on YouTube. Most of them are really nice and supportive, others not so much. I guess that back when I was growing up, all of us had squeaky voices, so mine didn't stand out as much. There was this one girl in high school who started picking on me a bit though. It was kind of weird. I remember the first time I talked to her, I actually accidentally ran into her in the hallway. We just apologized to each other, and then she stopped me as I was about to walk away, and she put her hand on my cheek and said, "You're really pretty. You look like a little porcelain doll." I thought that was kind of weird, but I took it as her trying to give me a compliment, and I just carried on with my day. The next day though, she suddenly came up to me in the bathroom. This time she had a group of friends with her. They all cornered me as I was trying to leave. The girl started to talk to me. She was asking me questions like, "What's your name?" or "How old are you?" And whenever I answered, she would repeat what I said to the other girls and try to imitate my voice while they all just laughed. I remember being really upset by this because my voice is something that I can't change about myself. This happened to me a few times. Every time I would just stand there and try not to talk so she couldn't mimic me. Then one time, she and her friends came walking up to me to tease me again, but this time I was with my friend. The friend I was with was known as the athlete of the school, so everybody knew she was really tough. The opposite of me. Just as my bully was about to open her mouth to make fun of me, my friend raised her fist at her and made her back off. She told my friend that she was just trying to offer me some candy, which neither of us believed. The bully never approached me again after that day. Every now and again, other people would say things to me about my voice, just out of the blue. Like this one time, I sat in somebody else's seat on accident and they got annoyed at me, so I apologized and they just said, "When is that voice gonna break?" Or other times where people would just make mean comments about how squeaky I sounded. All of the teasing back in school made me realize that my voice was different from most people's, which made me feel really self-conscious, and I felt like I needed to change it. On top of my different sounding voice, I also used to have a heavy Irish accent, which wasn't common where I lived. I remember trying to talk lower every time I was around people, which was really uncomfortable for my voice. At one point, I even tried to speak in the same accent as my other friends so I could fit in more. As everybody got older, their voices changed and got a lot lower, while my voice still stayed higher than everybody else's. After realizing that my voice wasn't going to get any deeper, I just gave up on trying to change it. Over time, I just became a quieter person because it was easier than being judged. I also look and sound pretty young for my age, which has made for some funny moments. Every time I go with my boyfriend Jordan to any of his live music shows, I always get pulled aside and asked to show my ID because they think I'm underage. They never stop anyone else. It's always me. This even happens in restaurants too, even if I don't order anything. They think I'm the youngest one in the group, even though Jordan regularly orders kids' meals. That boy has no shame. There was also this time when I got a new job at a grocery store and I was meeting all of the other employees. One of them asked me how old I was and I told her. Her jaw dropped and her expression changed from happy to complete shock. She just said, "No," and waited for me to tell her that I was joking, but I wasn't. It looked like I'd just betrayed her or something. All I could do was awkwardly smile at her. Apparently, I sound especially young over the phone. Whenever I would answer the house phone back when I was living in my parents' house, a lot of people would think that I was a little kid, so they would treat me that way over the phone, which was always really awkward for me. They'd say things like, "Oh, hello, can you put your mommy on the phone?" Or, "Shouldn't you be at school?" It was kind of embarrassing. I remember the first time I actually spoke to Jordan on a Skype call back when I lived in Spain. I was so nervous about him hearing my voice. I thought he would think it was weird like a lot of people had. But when we finally did get on the call, he didn't say anything for the first little bit. Then out of the blue, he just said, "By the way, your voice is really cute," which surprised me a lot. Most people's first reactions to hearing my voice for the first time are pretty similar. They're usually surprised. I've had a lot of people ask me if my voice is real, which always feels kind of strange. I remember the first time I ever got asked this in person. It was a friend of a friend, and I just introduced myself to him when he suddenly paused and asked me, "Is your voice real?" I just looked at him, not knowing what to say because I was so confused by what he meant. I answered him with yes, but he gave me a look like he didn't believe me. This hardly ever happens in person though. I'm more likely to see people react this way online. I've seen people try to come up with multiple crazy conspiracy theories about why my voice sounds the way it does. Some people refuse to believe it's my real voice. Some people insist that it's because of a medical condition I have. And other people even think that I have an unlimited source of helium. Obviously, it's none of these reasons. Not everyone has the same voice. Everyone is different. I've come out of my shell a lot since I started YouTube, and a lot of my new confidence is thanks to you guys and your continuous supportive comments. If there's anything that I could ask, it's for everyone to accept people for their differences because it's what makes us who we are, and that's a good thing. Thank you to Quiz for sponsoring this video. If you're someone who really likes cartoons or pop culture, then this app is perfect for you. You can find lots of popular fandoms on here, like Rick and Morty, Adventure Time, Marvel, Five Nights at Freddy's. There's so many different things to find and collect, and so many different collections to complete. And you can add your friends on Quid and trade stickers with them too. Quid is completely free to download, so if you'd like to try it for yourself, the download link is in the description down below. Thank you for watching! Bye!